our Gotham panel, as Sean Pertwee, The Big Way, Romdell Taylor, Erin Richards, and is David with us as well? I can't see him on my screen. I'm just...
Yes.
Oh, there he is. Hey, David.
Hey.
David Mazouz, and possibly somebody else joining us shortly. Technical difficulties to one side. Right, guys, first and foremost, thank you so much for giving up so much of your time today. This is all on behalf and in aid and support of the National Health Service, our NHS, who are doing such a fantastic job right now in these most testing of times. Likewise, thank you to everybody in the chat who subscribed to this, because all proceeds and profits indeed go to NHS. If you have any questions, be sure to pop them in the comments. If you see me looking side to side, that's me looking at the comments to make sure I'm picking up any questions. I'm not being rude, honest. But firstly, in these most testing the times, how are we all doing? Nailed it.
I mean, all things considered, I'm doing all right. I think I actually like there's been a post that's been circulating a lot on Instagram that I'm gonna misquote it, but the gist is, you know, what if 2020 isn't canceled? What if all of these things that are happening are actually the most amazing, necessary things to be happening, especially in America with the civil rights unrest that we're seeing right now? And I get so much hope and peace from reading that, because again, you know, your initial response to so many people feeling so much pain is to want it to stop. But we can't stop. We can't go back from this. We're facing real change in America. And I think also this is percolating out throughout the world. And just to be alive at this moment, and also to have a platform where, you know, we can help spread the message that Black Lives Matter is just an amazing thing to be a part of. And so instead of feeling sad and scared, I would say in the last week, that's changed for me, and I feel hope. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry to, I mean, it's just, it's just what we are dealing with now. I mean, it's hard not to be serious. It's hard not to, you know, it's just, we all have to address this, you know?
Yeah, I'm here in New York, which is a pretty intense place to be right now, and been protesting, which has been amazing. And I know everybody can't, and everybody's doing their bit to help the cause in the different ways that they can. But the protests have been a lot to deal with. And so much so that on the first 3 days of protesting, I didn't shower for 3 days, which is very unlike me. I've been known to have 4 showers a day, which is very bad for water. But I really like a shower, and it was so kind of all consuming that I forgot to shower. But like Robin, I think I feel hopeful. I mean, I feel scared and I feel sad. I mean, I think all of us probably as empathic people, which actors tend to be, we really take in a lot all the time. So like every time I see every time I see like a brutal thing happen to anybody, it really hurts every time I watch it. So I'm, you know, but then I try to watch it because I have to be educated about these things. We have to educate ourselves on Black history, on Black movements, on Black women and men who are, you know, working in all different fields, who I don't necessarily turn to first because I have systemic racism. We all do. Like it's something that is impossible to avoid because everything we've ever been told is biased by media, by films, etc. So, you know, a lot of the work that I've been doing personally is to look at those things inside of myself and correct them. And then when I see them come up again, correct them again. And that's the individual work that I think we can all do. Because I do believe, as a society, as hard as this is, this is what we need, and this is how, like Robin said, 2020 could just be this most incredible year where we rebalance everything. I mean, it's insane the amount of imbalance there is, and the pandemic really brought this up. You know, I'm lucky enough to have money from Gotham. I could protect myself, but there was so many people that don't. And I think that kind of spreading that wealth out, spreading that awareness out, and spreading the love out between us all is the only thing that will make us happy. Like, you look at countries in, you know, in Europe, like Sweden or Switzerland, they share their wealth. They have like 70% taxes, and they are much happier. They're much less crime. Their education is better. Like, we have to share wealth, or this isn't going to end.
Yeah, I think Robin nails it. It is. It's that kind of, hopefully that's it's the first cycle of hope sort of thing now is coming out of it, where across the world people are, there's the peaceful protests, there's the awareness that's growing, whether it's here in the UK, in the States, in I saw France, Spain. There's marches all around the globe, and people are kind of waking up to this this very real what's the right word I think of, just this very real problem that's been there for the longest of times, and this 2020, it's like, it's kind of this running joke of this happens in January, and then this is February, then this in March, and it's like, well, 2020 is cancelled, as the saying is, but it doesn't have to be that. It's a case of, right, we've hit this point now, it's a horrible situation we're in, but it's a case of getting better from this and learning from this. And hopefully that's what comes at the end of this. But I guess it's hard to segue from that to Gotham. It really is. I'm thinking in my head. Yeah. But here we have mainstays of the show. I mean, 3 of you were in 100 episodes, all 100 episodes. Erin, you were in 99, which is, that to me, that's as good as 100.
Just about, yeah. I think I was less than that, actually. I think that's probably a fake news. I've definitely had more time off than that.
Maybe they've just brief parts of some episodes. She's just chilling out while everybody else is doing that. Yeah.
Right. Maybe there was like a picture of me in the background. They counted that.
Yeah. That was according to IMDb. There was some form of research went into that anyway. But like, as these people who put like 5 years of their lives into this show, how rewarding is it to see that? I guess, well, to see that when it ended, people were clamoring for more, and people, it's only kind of a year removed from it being off TV screens, but this seems to me like the kind of show that 10 years down the line, people are going to be, I wish Gotham would come back. I wish there was more Gotham. So how rewarding is that you put all this together?
I'm so proud about is the fact that we sort of planted our sand into this sort of generation, or this decade of the Batman canon. I think that it'll be a sort of reference point for many years to come. You know, it was a sort of like a bitter pill to swallow to begin with. I think it changed a lot of people's sort of attitudes about them, but I think that people will reference Robin's character and Corey's character is Enigma for a long time to come. I think that it'll be used as a sort of this decade's Bible of the Batman canon, of which I'm very proud.
Absolutely, and also one of the things that I'm really proud of Gotham, outside of the kind of Batman scope, is that I think we really created a very specific whole other world. Gotham was very unique to anything that I've ever seen before, and I think especially by the end we really found ourselves and just knew what it was just a very unique, specific vision that I'm very proud of, that I think people will only discover in the years to come and appreciate, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
No, you, Robin.
No, you.
No, you.
You guys.
Okay, well, I was going to tie on to what David said and just say that, like, another incredibly gratifying thing is, like David said, as people will discover it in years to come, it's amazing now, because I think the show right now is more popular than it was when it was on television. Like, I think the fact that it lives on Netflix and around the globe, people are still discovering it today. And I just think that's incredible.
Yeah.
But Erin, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that I'm proud of our family, which includes all of our fans and anybody that watches it, because I think from everyone I've met over the years, it's like the most beautiful, inclusive, loving family of people, which, you know, is feels so grateful to be part of that. And then you guys, obviously, like we still all talk all the time, you know, we're still so supportive of each other. It feels like we haven't actually finished making Gotham, weirdly, like even though we're not working, you know, together, we still connect often, which is really special to me.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a year and a half since we finished,
doesn't.
right?
Right.
My cat's meowing. I don't know if she wants to get.
Mine's scratching at the door here, so it's like, yeah, cat vibes. Mine's outside scratching at my door, trying to get in.
Yeah.
Like, no, not right now. Trying to be. I'm so fresh though. Go on. I guess in a way this is almost this generation's like Batman animated series, where like Sean said, there's that, it's almost like there's a benchmark that this has now been set, that this is this time's Batman, much like in the 90s people look back now at Batman animated series, and that was those incarnations of the characters were the characters for so long. Like, how is it when you guys like meet up? And Aaron talked then about the family feel. I guess that it must be you're working for 5 years pretty much straight. Where okay, you have the few months off in between seasons, but you're together day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. So how is it when you guys meet up since Gotham's finished? Does it just fall back into old habits? I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. Like Aaron said, it is true family. It was interesting, like when we were making the show, we would participate in big press events, namely like the San Diego Comic Con, and we would all go together as a giant group and then go from, you know, publicity event to like interview to, and we go all together. And, you know, by the third or fourth year, I mean, we're all answering each other's sentences. And on top of that, you know, you cross paths with other casts from other shows, and you can tell that there is no love, you know, like it just the difference between our group and some of the other groups. It was just so clear that we just had something really unique and special in that everyone was connected to each other and really loved and supported each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what were your first thoughts when this idea presented itself to you that Gotham came on your radar? Whether it was, I don't know if you guys were approached or the audition came through and you were like, I'm going to go for that, because like the Batman the animated series, it's very much in its own time, where it's very kind of classic 1940s mob based, but then there's modern day technology. So what was your the first thoughts of kind of becoming aware of this world and what it could be?
Well, I remember when I first found out about the audition, I definitely didn't know what it was going to be. I mean, besides the fact that they were super secretive about giving us, like, they gave us dummy sides for the audition. I didn't get to see a script until I think after I'd not only gotten it, but like accepted it. And yeah, so I had no idea what we were walking into, and everything kind of felt like, especially when I remember I first got to New York and we first had like our wardrobe, hair and makeup tests. And that's kind of when I first got a feel for like what we were creating. And it was just really exciting because, like I said before, it was a really specific and unique thing that I'd never seen before. And I was really excited to be a part of it because, I mean, everything is so stylized on Gotham, and it's so cool to just walk onto the sets and like just put on the costumes and just get my hair done, get my makeup done. Like every department did such a cool, awesome, really went for it. Every department really just tried to kill it, and they did. And that, I don't know, I was very, and then obviously there's the other huge layer, which is being part of such an awesome, 80-year-old fandom, being added to this really prestigious, like, selective canon, is also super cool. So yeah, and just from the very beginning, the idea and like the people that like the idea of the show and like actually being on the show, were just really exciting, and like it always felt like something new could happen at like any turn. So yeah, it was always just a really exciting ride.
I think also being given the opportunity, you know, most movies run at sort of 90 minutes, and being given the opportunity to play some of these sort of legendary characters that have been around for 80 years, and to be able to spend well, nigh on sort of like 98 hours in their boots was an extraordinary honor, really, to flesh these sort of characters out that we sort of thought that we knew, and took them into sort of not just our own interpretations, but our writers and showrunners. To spend so much time with the characters was to nothing but an honor, really, in many respects, to be able. And that's something that I do genuinely miss. I didn't think I'd miss as much as I do. I don't think I'll ever experience that again. Being allowed to grow with the character and grow with the characters around me and the people around me. Because half of the thing about Gotham was, as we've been talking about earlier on, was the amount of life that existed with the people that I love and the cast that I love, that we sort of developed as a unit, and we spent so much time together, and I think a lot of that shows, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sean, you were on with us the last event we did, which I think was in May, with Donald Logan. And just seeing you two then, it was like, you could tell there's something special about the bond that's on the cast. And then seeing all you guys now, it's like just seeing you all smile at each other and lighting up like old times are being brought back. Like after spending those 5 years together and in those roles, you talking then, Sean, about how you inhabit these legendary characters for so many people of a certain age. This will be the incarnation of, in your case, I guess, Alfred that people know, or the Penguin, or even Batman, Bruce Wayne. It's what was it like for you all that final time you took off the outfit and you knew that was it?
For me, I wished I kept my outfit. Really, frankly. I stupidly raised the glass rather early on and forgot. I thought I'd be sort of honest. And there's certain people, Erin, that like basically went straight to the wardrobe.
I get my outfit. I'm not an idiot.
And like I said before, you know, like Donald got a sofa.
Yes.
Which sofa did he get?
My one, well, our one. Sorry, David. The Master Bruce's one. He wanted a really long Chesterfield. Yeah.
I wanted the knight in Wayne Manor.
The knight. Yeah.
I asked Scott for it. I wanted to hide it.
I wanted our little baby, David. Just so you know, anyone who's out there, we had a little baby on the table that was in every scene that we ever shot in Wayne Manor. And there was a little baby there. In fact, I nearly clubbed Jerome to death with it, but they cut it out.
Oh man.
It was this little figure of like a fetal kind of baby on the table. It was just it was like weird and kind of out of place, but it was just always there, so it became tradition. And yeah, just the weird baby that was always there. Every Wayne Manor.
Have you seen it in any of the shots? In watching it back, has it made it like?
Yeah, he's there. Oh, he's there. Yeah.
Oh my God, I have to look for it.
I'm sure if
there's deep symbolic meaning.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm sure Donald somehow, as well as having that sofa, I'm sure he had the sofa from Friends somehow when he kind of did like a video tour of his house, and it's like, how have you even ended up with that? I don't know.
He runs a trucking company as well, so maybe that's got something to do with it.
Right, that's convenient. That explains it all. A question here we've got from the chat, which it's very random, but I kind of like it. I'm going to butcher this username. It's Der1R3. Yes, I'm sure this is a better way of saying it. But for all of you guys, if you had to assign one song to your Gotham character, what would it be?
100 Miles and Running, NWA.
Straight to the point. I like it.
Mine would be Guns of Brixton by The Clash.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So, The Clash was huge for my characterization of Oswald.
Was he?
Yeah.
I think Best Dressed Chicken in Town by Dr. Alimentado. Look it up.
I'm terrible at this game.
No pressure, Erin. No pressure.
No pressure. No
pressure.
Because that one,
How does it go, Erin? Hum it.
I don't want anybody else, but I can't sing the rest of it because it's
I don't know if we
I
can say
touched
that.
myself by the Divinal.
That's
that.
it.
I don't know why that came into my head. I think that was my favorite song when I was about 14. So it's just always there whenever I ask for a song. That's the one that comes out.
Fair enough. We'll stick with that then. Right, there's a question from that's come up a few times in the chat from Italy, just for Robin, from Sarah. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that again. First, just asking how are you, and also what is one of your favorite episodes on set? Which I guess is a question that can go out to all of you. What's your favorite scenes?
Oh my goodness! It's impossible to. First of all, hello, and I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. Favorite episodes. I loved my episodes when with Corey as the Riddler. I think are just the more I look back on the show, like those were all the ones that just really stood out to me just because of the storyline. And again, my favorite thing about Gotham was taking this larger than life world, this very, this comic book world, and then infusing actual human emotion and drama and real human passion into these characters. Something like feelings and situations that exist in the real world and putting them in this fantastic world that I feel like we really got to do that with every scene, but in particular for me, my scenes with Corey. So yeah. I would say just in blanket, all of those. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
what about
really
everybody
fun.
else?
I feel like we did kind of get to surprise people with like human emotions, because there was so much cool, just cool stuff, whether it's like a cool explosion or fight scene or car wardrobe piece, and then like the same time we actually got to be real people. I guess I'll go. I think my favorite scenes are probably for the same reason as Robin. Probably my scenes with Sean, just because I think the Bruce Alfred relationship is like, it was also so cool. And yeah, it felt very real, felt very human. And I think a lot of people related to it. I've had so many people come up to me, just like so many fans will come up to me and just be like, "Can you say Alfred?" Just scream out Alfred, because I think the Bruce Alfred like relationship, I think we really made it iconic in Gotham. It became something, and it was a very unique relationship that I don't like. I really don't even know what to compare it to outside of Gotham, because yeah. So yeah, I think creating that was one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I mean, ditto. Obviously, the scenes with David for me personally, but it was the way that we grew, the germination of the seed of the man that eventually, like a phoenix, comes from the ashes and then dons the cowl. When we stand up to bullies for the first time, I make him stand up to a bully for the first time. The Tommy Elliott scene, I loved that, sort of the weaponizing of David, of Master B, was one of my sort of favorite scenes. But one of my favorite episodes was when you actually saw the reason why Alfred was there, because this was the thing that Bruno Heller and Danny Cannon always used to talk about, is why is he there? And the richest man in the universe, the richest man on this planet rather, who would protect the person he loves the most. That's the reason why he was there. So when you actually get to see what he was capable of, and a little you dip your toe into his past, that was something that I enjoyed the most, was giving him a reason to be there, to protecting Master B. And of course, their sort of love affair that develops from there, their love, the father-son relationship that developed from that.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed my scenes with Jessica Lucas, who played Tabitha. We got to do a lot together and really good friends, and it was just always really fun and easy. And yeah, we spent a lot of time together. So those are some of my faves. Maybe especially our fight, because that was great. At the end of 3 season 3, season 2, where I got electrocuted. Spoiler alert. Yeah, so that was one of my favorite ones, because fighting's always really fun when you're not doing it for real.
Yes, just to clarify, when not for real,
it's fun. Yes, it's like dancing. Sorry.
Exactly. Another question that's in the chat from Jane SCFC. Stoke City Football Club, maybe? I don't know. I think the series could have carried on. Do you all think it could have continued too? I think that's a yes, clearly.
Of course.
Yeah, I think that I would have loved a Christmas special. You know, I think that it would have been lovely to have spent a little bit more time in the skins of the people that we worked so hard for so many years developing to actually get there. We did get there, so we're very thankful for that. And of course, you know, when you get to 100 episodes, which we were allowed to do, thank God, that we felt we'd achieved something. But it would have been really special, I think, to actually live in those characters, that we'd actually knew what we were talking about, possibly for the first time as an actor, because we built that person or helped build that person. I think that that would have been really rather special to spend, you know, a Christmas special. So if you're listening, Netflix.
I guess everybody else thinks it could have carried on, and yes,
definitely. I mean,
plenty of life.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just yes. It would be lovely. I mean, I think right now, because it's not working, it feels like, of course, I'd love to go back and work. Anything.
Totally.
That's what we're all thinking.
At the time when it finished, I remember feeling like a good amount of closure. But I think, like anything, after time, you know, you just feel like you want to go back and, like Sean says, like slip into those skins again. They enjoyed my time on Gotham so much that going back there would be such a dream. So yeah, happily, Christmas special anytime. Summer special.
On one condition, I only have one condition for that. It's that every single actor has to come back as well. I don't I couldn't imagine having to share scenes with anyone other than the people who were in the original cast. That would be too strange. So we got to get everyone together. We can do it.
And if we don't
get that campaign going,
get to do an actual episode, we'll just get everyone together for a party and film it.
That's fine too.
Be like Gotham the TikTok years or something. Easy. Another fun question from Samuel_96. A question to all of you: who had the better hat, the Penguin or the Riddler?
The Riddler. He actually had the hat for the whole thing. I didn't get the hat until the last episode. So
I disagree. I think it's the Penguin hat because the build-up makes it.
Okay.
All about the payoff. We waited for it for so
long. Also, another question from Sam Ferret. I'm totally butchering all these usernames. I'm so sorry to anybody in the Twitch comments. It's hard to know when words end in a username. But yeah, question to everybody, and it kind of goes with what Erin was saying. How much of your fight or stunt scenes did you manage to do yourself? Or were allowed to do yourself?
All of them.
All of them, yeah, I think so, right? Go on, Sean.
Yeah.
No, sorry, yeah, no, that's one of the things I loved. You know, I used to throw myself around. I've been lucky enough to do lots of physical things in the past, and I don't think that they knew that I could do it because I was old then. I'm really old now, especially since my birthday was about 2 days ago. But,
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
But that was one of the great joys for me, was being allowed to fight. And my wife didn't like it so much because I used to sort of bounce and I splat. Now I sort of just land like that. But that was, you know, with our stunt team. Of course, we worked with them, and I wasn't allowed to go through plate glass windows or land on anything or land on my back. But they used your balance and your kind of style to make it more visceral and make it more real. And unfortunately, I have been involved in altercations when I was younger and things like that. And there's some of the fights that I see even now, and I look back, they're so quick. Fights aren't glamorous or beautiful, but they, you know, they were so sort of, sometimes so sort of vicious and real that I thought was extraordinary for the time frame that we were filming in. And I think that, you know, with Erin and with Jessica, I had an amazing experience with Jessica, fighting with Jessica. But again, all thanks to our stunt team for being so sort of patient with us, but allowing us to do it, because we brought our characters, I think, to it.
Yeah.
They were also
Robin,
so
David?
good at recognizing like what we would do well. Like I remember being so impressed always when I would go to a fight rehearsal and they would like show us the moves, and you could just tell like they knew how we were comfortable moving our bodies, and they suited the fights to that, because they made us all look really good. But like, you know, I don't know what I'm doing in like if I was actually fighting someone, and I looked like I knew how to like beat up 6'2" bodybuilders. So you know, I like definitely thankful to the stunt team. Emmy nominated stunt team.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, Robin, how are you with the fight scenes and the stunts?
You know, I really didn't have as many as the others. I mean, mostly just because of the character himself. But yeah, I you know, again, it's like they let us do as much as we could up to a certain point, and they were incredible. And so like, you know, and just, you know, there, and they, you know, and they would really listen to us too, because again, you know, it is a fight scene, but as the actor, you're also bringing in the emotions behind it and the story that's coming behind it. And, you know, and the team would always be like, you know, they would listen to what we would say, and that like, you know, I'm playing this person, so, you know, doing this kind of thing, like maybe grabbing someone that way isn't something Oswald would do, you know, and they would be like, oh, great, okay. And then they, you know, and they'd be right there with us, you know, working with us to like make it as true to the characters as possible. I mean, my personal favorite thing that I got to do was like, there was one, I think it was season 3, in the middle of the Riddler Penguin drama, where I had to jump in a car and peel out, you know, through this like industrial area. And I love driving. I've been driving. I'm from, you know, the middle of nowhere, so I've been driving since I was 10 years old, in the backfield. And so the fact that I actually got to drive was really exciting. I jumped in the car, I peeled out, I turned around the corner, and then I was supposed to stop once I get around the corner. I turn around the corner, and there is our line producer walking back to set. No one told him that we were rolling. And it wasn't terribly close, but it was close enough where it was like, I mean, I slammed on the brakes, and he was like, okay, all right, well, thanks for letting me know, everyone. Like,
I didn't know about that.
yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, they were fun. Norm and Turner were like the most fun kind of general people that I've met. Like they were both just so lovely. They both helped. I made some short films. They both helped me do those. Like, it's such giving people, and it was just such a pleasure to have them on set all the time.
Yeah.
And Turner was Ben McKenzie's stunt double as well. And they always pick such great stunt doubles for us. Like amazing, you know. Nikki, who played my stunt double, was just like, I mean, she was incredible, but she looks exactly like me as well. It was so weird.
But that's the extraordinary thing about, you know, big ups to stunt men and women, because the thing is, Turner, it's always the simple stunts that go horribly wrong. And Turner went through a very low window for Ben and went through some sugar glass, went onto a mat, and he cut his cheek so wide open, so he can't detract from the fact that they're absolutely essential when we really need them, and how dangerous it could really be as well.
Yeah, they do the hard job.
Yeah.
Get a question here from Viking Overson. Again, sorry pronunciation. Just for all of you, just a general one really of what have you guys been up to with no filming commitments, and obviously the world's been in various stages of lockdown over the last couple of months. So how have you been keeping yourselves busy?
I've been in school.
School.
Yeah, for the last few months, so that's been keeping me busy. I was working on a script for a little bit, just for fun, just an idea that I've had for a while. And I've gotten into making smoothies and working out with all the free time. And
I like that.
sleeping a lot more, sleeping like 13 hours a night.
Make the most of that time off. I like it.
Yeah.
I started off by sort of walking London, which I've lived in London all my life, but it's an extraordinary experience when it's completely devoid of people. Really appreciating sort of the history, and also our royal parks, which are the people, the unsung heroes. That's kept my sanity really. Even during lockdown, you know, I was going for runs and walks very early in the morning, but my son and I made a stupid little film, a silly little film on our phones. But
it's fantastic. Check it out, everyone. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've been working with Freddie. We did a couple of things. We did a thing for Thief and Heist, a friend of mine called Francesco Empty Theatre, where we made a little thing about bangles. So my son and I have been doing sort of nothing to your standards, Erin, I have to say, but we've been just like messing around and just doing little bits and pieces. So I've enjoyed doing that and making myself go to places that I thought that I knew during this extraordinary time, and appreciating it, which I never
Where can
would
we
have
see
done.
these videos?
On Instagram. There's one on Instagram and one's on Freddie's as well. Freddie Perkins.
How's Freddie doing?
He's really tall. He's with his girlfriend, and it's funny because it hasn't literally rained for 3 months. He's just gone out for a stroll with his girlfriend, and there's a worst thunderstorm. How romantic! Yeah, he's good. He's good.
I guess a nice one to end it on. I'm just weighing up the time because we've just come up to quarter to the hour. Again, thank you so much for giving up so much of your time, but a nice one to end it on. And an old favourite of many a Q&A, so I'm sure you've got an answer ready to go. But was there a favourite piece of costume that you got to wear throughout the 5-year run with Gotham?
On my time off, I've been...
oh my God, sorry.
No, as in I was like, I'm just joking because I've answered that question about the...
Yeah, I was thinking about right though. So
no, my favourite piece of costume that I took away was some trousers that I wore in the last ever scene, where she's got like the red hair and she's in the like the tower, you know, when she's looking all milfy, got a kid. And also this incredible jacket that I think is in my wardrobe behind me. You might be able to see it. It's like a little fake fur number that I bring out sometimes, which is great. Don't know how many people know that I have all these costumes.
For me, it would be the monocle from the very last episode. When I was very lucky in that I had this great. David kind of referenced it earlier. Like in the finale episode, there's a reveal of Penguin, and they go by. They show all of like the iconic parts of the character, like the hat, the monocle, the whole thing, and so the monocle in particular I loved because again it's iconic to the Penguin, but I got to collaborate with them. John Perkins, our makeup head, and I talked about it, and because one thing I love about this iteration of the Penguin is that all of those characteristics, quirks that make up who he is, such as the limp and the monocle, are actual injuries that he has received from other people. He's been damaged by others, rightfully so in some circumstances. But so like when I was talking to the makeup person, we actually also, I don't know if anyone noticed, we designed a contact lens so that you could see that his eye was permanently, the pupil was dilated permanently from the injury he received. And so it was just this little piece of, you know, who he is, you know, and again, just classic iconography of the Penguin. So, yeah.
Nice. Sean, David?
I got my, well, funny enough, my signet ring, I think I've told this story so many times before, but I don't know if you can see it. It's got my crest, which is a Papu de Liable. And they took a photograph of the very first day when I was doing a sort of costume fitting. I don't know how they got me my underpants, but they actually saw my tattoo. And I said I wanted the signet ring to tell the story about Jarvis, my father, the butler. And they said, sure, what do you want on the signet ring? And they put my father's crest, my family crest, on the signet ring. Wow. So, which brought a tear to the eye, you know, the eye makeup all over the place on the first day, fantastic. But I kept that ring, it meant so much to me. And also mean, attention to detail. I kept my fob watch and my SAS Who Dares Wins tie pin. I kept that, and a knee pad, which I sort of, seen better days. And that's it.
Great.
Yeah, I think for me, just my season 5 outfit, because I pretty much had one outfit like the whole season, was dope. It was super badass, and I loved it. Especially, I think my favorite part was I had this really cool like holster for Bruce's grappling gun. I just felt like Batman wearing it. So yeah, it was just really cool. Probably my favorite thing.
Awesome. Who doesn't want to be Batman? Brilliant. Guys, thank you so much for giving it your time. Thanks to everybody who contributed questions. Again, this is all on behalf and to support our National Health Service, the NHS. It's been fun. Again, thank you for giving us so much time. We may do some more of these down the line as well. Who knows how the world's going to plan out over the next few months. But yeah, thank you for your time. Anything you guys want to throw out there? Any social media handles? Any upcoming projects you might have in the pipeline when things go back to normal? Anything you'd like to put out there for people?
I want to say hello to Wales. Hello, Cymru.
There was a down, Erin, in the comments.
There was. I'm missing Wales a lot right now. Missing my home. And I'm donating my proceeds to the Safe Foundation, who are a charity from Wales who work with disadvantaged and underprivileged people in Wales and around the world. So, thank you.
Lovely.
I just want to send my love and say hello to everyone who has been watching, and I want to urge them all to be safe and to listen to the scientists. Don't listen to the politicians. And I also I want to say Black Lives Matter, and I want everyone to know that my proceeds are going to Shields for Heroes, which is an organization that is supplying people on the front lines with protective equipment in hospitals and nursing homes, and et cetera, et cetera. And also proceeds are going to the NAACP, which is the foremost civil rights organization in the United States.
Yay.
Good job.
I want to just say something just to echo what Robin said at the beginning, which is, we are going through 2020 is it's just a year with a lot of pain, a lot of unhappiness. And I was just reading this book, You All Know Her Are You book, and he was talking about like how we measure happiness and what that means. And one of the things that I don't even know, it might have been in a lecture I was watching, I don't remember, but somewhere I just heard this idea that perhaps something that's even more fulfilling and satisfying and gratifying than happiness is meaning, is purpose. And one of the things that has been really hard to find in 2020 for me personally, and I think for a lot of people, but I'm just speaking for myself, has been happiness is hard to find, like things to get excited for. But I have found purpose in trying to help the people around me, because there is so much pain. There is so much opportunity to help right now. Like Robin said, like I'm so grateful that I have a platform to spread ideas, and also I have the ability to donate. I have the ability to protest. When I went to protest, I remember it was a really just surreal experience. Like it started out as just a small group, and then like we saw like the cops coming, and everybody started marching towards them, and I just never felt more a part of history than I did in that moment. And yeah, so like I said, happiness has been hard to find, but meaning is everywhere around us right now. You can find purpose in so many different ways. And I would just say the message that I would want to spread is follow that. It can, and it often is more gratifying than eating a good snack or getting a back rub, because that's fleeting.
Fantastic. Sean, any parting words?
Nothing that's not been said other than please educate. I'm trying to educate myself desperately. Support Black Lives Matter, the NCAAP, and also, of course, the wonderful NHS, which I have been since day dot. Extraordinary times. I'm in awe of all of the people that are standing firm, and I support you.
Brilliant. That's a really nice, poignant way to end things. Again, thanks so much for so much for your time, guys. This is it for our Gotham panel. Coming up in about 9 minutes is our Joey Fatoni panel, which Dr. Rhys Jones will be hosting. I'll be back at 8 o'clock for some sort of pub quiz. I have no idea what it's going to be, but it could be fun. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks you guys again for your time, and we'll catch you again.
Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.